Hello all, Jamie Rodgers here today from Craftmania, and we have an incredible bundle offer for you. Now this bundle is limited edition, and when it's gone, it's gone. And I'm going to be honest with you, we're now in October, so maybe you want to start dropping hints for Christmas, or maybe you want to buy a crafty friend of yours this is a Christmas gift. Either way, you're going to have to be quick because we do have a limited number of these available, and when the stock is gone, we sadly can get no more of them. So today what we are looking at, the bundle I'm going to introduce you to, this is actually worth, and I want to get it right, I always have to write them down because mere numbers, it don't work. So the bundle is worth £45.36. That is your recommended retail price, £45.36. Our bundle today, because we've managed to get a few offers, because this stock is no longer available, is only £28.99. So you're going to save yourself nearly over £16, not far off 17. Maths isn't my strong point, but over £16. So a good little saving to be had, and at least half of what you're spending if we sort of justify it in that way. I'm always trying to work out what I'm saving more than what I'm spending. That's how I try to work. So let's show you your bundle, shall we? So first of all, we're going to start off with our lovely Jane Gill stamps. These are designed by Woodware and released through Creative Expressions. These are not discontinued, and you can buy these individually on the website if you would like to. It's the pens that when we get onto them, you're not going to be able to get those in any other way. So with this one, this is of course our Bold Blooms Caroline stamp. I love this, and I'll be honest with you, I was doing a test print before we started filming, and Pete, our lovely cameraman, he said, I love that stamp, I just want to colour that in. So I think this is something that everybody, when they see it, really feels about this stamp set. It's so delicate, it's so fun. And you might be looking at this, and I've confessed this a million times, I'm not very good at colouring. I love colouring, but I'm not very good at it. And today's bundle is all about helping you to colour really easily. So if you've already got to this point and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, do I want to colour? Stick with me on this one, because I've got an easy hack to show you how to colour that's going to come with your bundle that I think is going to help you make really stunning cards, even if you're like me and not the best colourist. If you are the best colourist, or you're really good at that, then of course you can take it to another level with other products. You can mix in different bits. And as I mentioned, these are all designed by Jane Gill, the stamps. If you want more inspiration, check out Jane Gill on her Facebook page, which is Jane Elizabeth Gill. And I know you will find more inspiration with these stamps and many more of her lovely floral stamps. So lots of inspiration out there to back up what we're doing today too. If you do want to go a bit more colourful, a little bit of a hint there, a little bit more colourful, you can do. But this is our first stamp. So in here you can see that we have our main focal stamp, we have our Hope Your Birthday is Amazing sentiment stamp, and we've got an extra little twiddly bit. So if you'd like to build up your design, or you'd like to add that into your corners, or maybe you'd like to add that onto the sentiment panel, you can do so it all complements together. I always like adding little additions like this to the envelopes, because I think you do all this lovely work on the outside of your card and then you sort of forget your envelope, or maybe you'd like to use that as a corner detail on your inserts. Either way you can do so. Don't forget, if you do want these individually, they are on the website, so you can buy them separately. I believe, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, I believe we carry over 400 Woodware stamps now. So there's a lot on there for you to go and choose from. The next one we go to, this is our Petal Trio. Now this is actually one of my favourites. I love this, and a bit like Jane did on the last one, she's added in petal details. So when it comes to our shading, when it comes to our colouring, we've got guidance. And if you do just want to leave this black and white, or you want to stamp it in colours, or you just want to keep it very simple, you can do all of that with this one too. I love the little leaves, very easy to colour. And again, we've got our two stamps, we've got Best Wishes, and we've got our set of stamps. So again, that's going to work really nicely for what we're looking at today. Now, because of this is a bundle, and I want you to live without your comfort zone, or live out of your comfort zone slightly. I don't just want these to be about panel stamps, which are the ones we've been looking at here. I want you to be able to cut, I want you to be able to layer, I want you to be able to make multiple backgrounds, large backgrounds, small backgrounds. I want you to be able to play and get creative. So instead of just giving you another background stamp, with this one I wanted to give you one that has got all individual items that you could use as you want to. So this one, of course, is our Picked For You stamp set, and as you can see, we have got 3 large, easy to cut out heads or flower heads. You've then got your sentiment Picked For You. We've got a lovely little middle part that you could use over the centres if you'd like to, or you can use on its own. You've got this little textural bit of these little dots here, which is quite nice to stamp just to give a bit more texture to the background. And we've got a sort of universal set of leaves here that can be added into any of these. So again, lots of freedom to create with this one, more than possibly with the other two, because you're going to use a more possibly as they are. So again, a bit more versatility for your bundle. So you're going to get your free stamps. Now, each of these should be £6.79 on their own. So when we talk about value and we're looking at your saving, roundabout, what's that? Again, I'm going to show my unknowledge of maths. About £19 odd of your bundle is taken up with those stamps alone. Then we get on to your interesting bit. Now, this is your hack. This is your bit that I've said many times on air I like to do. When I get a new stamp set, because I'm not the best colourist, the first thing I'll do is colour it in grey. Because a grey hides everything. You don't have to worry about matching colours. You don't have to worry about matching tones. You don't have to worry about just a shading blend. It's all done for you. Grey is your friend. It can hide so many little bits in your stamp, but yet look incredibly stylish. This isn't only about giving you a hack that's going to cover up things. It's about giving you the ability, who's possibly not the best colorist, if you're like me, the ability to make really stunning cards without having to spend loads of money on different pens and, again, lots of time learning different colouring techniques. Now, there are loads of videos out there to do colouring with, and you might wish to pick that up and learn more techniques with it yourself. And it isn't that difficult. It's just something I haven't yet really mastered. So with my hack, the grey pen set, this is where they come into their own. So these are Craftmania alcohol markers. Now this company, sadly, we cannot supply any longer. We cannot get them. Hence why I'm telling you these are discontinued. We have a certain amount of these pen sets left, and when they're gone, the bundle is no more, which is why I'm saying limited stock on these, so don't hang about. In your bundle, you have got 12 alcohol markers. Now, each one of these is double-ended. So we have a bullet tip at one end and we have a chisel tip at the other end. Now, straight away, and I'll show you this in a second, you can see that we have got our cool grey, because this is the cool grey set. So each one is coded, cool grey, 0.5. You've then got the 0, which is a blender pen. Not too sure why that one isn't there, but it's a brand new pack and I ain't touched them. So I don't know why they're around the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. Then you've got cool grey 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you've got 120. Now 120 is black. So if you do want to add more detail into your stamping, you can do that. The black one is very handy for bits like that too. But all of these other ones, all of these literally 0.5 up to 9, they are different intensities of grey. So you have all of them options in one handy packet. Now this packet normally retails for £24.99 on its own. Bearing in mind your bundle is only £28.99. So it's a bit like saying, I'm going to buy the pens and half of a stamp, and I'm going to get the other 2.5 free, maybe, if you want to justify it that way. However you cut it, you're saving, what did we work out to be? About £16. That's a lot of money, isn't it? So in here, you've got your 12 different pens, as I say, all double-sided. And let's just do a little bit of doodling, shall we? So I can show you that. So with your pen, bullet tip at one end. This is the 0.5, by the way. Then when we go to the chisel end, we have that wider part to it. We can then start stepping up in our colours. So we'll go on to the the 1, sorry. So that was 0.5. This is the 1. And as we can see, straight away, we're a step darker. We can then carry this on. So we'll go, oh, I've skipped here to the 3, but that's fine. You know that there's a 2 in the middle there as well. So this is up to the 3. We don't need to see every one of them. If not, I'll have you here all day, wouldn't I? Then we'll skip on to, I've got the 4 there. Let's go for the 6, shall we? Again, showing that intensity, working up. So we're going to go a bit darker here straight off. But you can see from this already how you've got these colours coming together. Then if we go for the 8, to give you the 8 one, so a lot darker. Already we're seeing them levels come in. So you might want to add these into your shaded elements and start off with your lighter colours and build up. Now you're possibly wondering or thinking, grey really ain't my thing. I don't like greys. I don't like monochromes. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure. I think he's lost me a little bit here. I lose a lot of people. That's fine. Let's show you what you can do with them. And then I'll show you one of the stamps being stamped and we'll colour one in just so you can see how easy and quick it is. We'll colour a little bit. We won't do loads. You've got things to do today, I'm sure, other than watch me ramble. So let's show you our first card. This is the first one that we have done. Now, as you can see on this one, I've got to remember now, which one have we got? We had our first stamp, didn't we? So this one is done with a bold bloom stamp, which is Caroline. And I've just stamped that all the way over the top of a piece of our Linen Magic, which is one of the videos we did back in, I believe, September. So have a look back. You'll find that on the website as well, and you'll find it on our YouTube channel. But it's like a vellum. It's a very cool product. We're not allowed to call it a vellum, but it's a bit like a vellum. And I've stamped over the top. And as you can see, I've coloured in with my tones of grey. And I really like bringing in other colours to this. So yellow might be your colour to bring in, pinks might be your colour to bring in, you know, lots of different options. When we talk about that lovely set of stamps, which was the Picked For You one, and I mentioned to you layering these, here are some just put around the side here and layered. So again, we can see straight away our shading has come in on them lines that Jane has added into the stamps. Them little details have been added in. We of course then have the colour going through the middle. You can see I've cut and layered my flowers a couple of times. I've also done what I quite like to do with stamped flowers, bring in some die sets to add in the foliage, so I don't have to cut out loads of delicate foliage. This is the Cosmos set of stamp dies, from Sue Wilson. Again, you'll find that on the website. And everything we're sort of skimming past will be on there too. So your card blanks, if you want scallop card blanks, they're on there. If you would like the scallop circle dies, the stitch circle dies, the lattice dies, the happy birthday, you'll find all of these on our page for this video, which you will find under the As Seen on TV section, obviously under October, because that's when we've launched our video. You will also find all these grey colours of card. These are our foundations colours of card, and all of the grey card is on offer for the month of October. That is done by Foundations. Again, you will find that on the same page as all of these products that we're talking about and your main bundle. So if you're looking at things and thinking, oh, he ain't told me what that die is, go look on the website. Head to the little TV on the top of the screen and click that to take you through to the As Seen on TV. Then under October, you will see the video that we're talking about today. Moving on to our next one. So we're going to go back to stamp 1, which was our Caroline stamp set. Again, just showing you how easily we can blend these together. We can make our stunning effects. This one, again, if you wanted to bring in another colour, maybe you've got some pencils, maybe you've got some other brands of alcohol markers. Alcohol ink is literally very clever because it doesn't matter what brand of alcohol markers you've got, you can use them all together. I was once told, and I try not to quote this because I don't know how true it is, I've never looked into it, but I was once told there is only one factory in the world that makes alcohol ink. So it doesn't matter whether it's these you're working with, Copics you're working with, or any other brand of pen, the ink inside should all originate from the same factory. As I say, don't quote me on that. If it's asked in a pub quiz, pretend I didn't tell you, because I might not have got this one right. But I believe there is some truth to that. I think it's more down to the pen and the actual nibs and the bits like that as to how you get your different brands and why they're sort of such different price points, to be honest. Because it's like when we talk of alcohol markers, we know Copics, don't we? We all know of Copics. We know of the posh pens that are lots and lots of money. We might also know some of the cheaper brands too. I can only tell you from experience, I have Craftmaster pens. I've probably got about 100 colours of these, and these are the ones I go to time and time again. You'll see me use Craftmaster pens whenever I'm doing bits on videos, whenever I'm doing bits on the telly. If I'm using pens, it'll be Craftmaster pens I'm using. I love them. Very gutted that we can't get hold of them anymore, but this is a good time for you to get in on these and get the grey ones while we've got them. So that's our next card. Moving on to the one after that. So, we're going to our Petal Trio. That is the right name, isn't it? Yeah, Petal Trio. So Petal Trio card. This time just framed with a couple of Sue Wilson's stitched rectangles layered on the inside. As you can see, very easy colouring, nothing complicated going on here. Stamp at the bottom for your Hope Your Birthday is Amazing stamp. Couple of additions of some butterflies around the edges that you can bring in and add on if you want to. And then we'll go on to our next card. So how many have I shown you? We're up to 4 so far. Let's show you our 5th one. This one is our stamp from the Picked For You. So last time we looked at this stamp from Picked From You, which of course, if you look at the sheet, is that one up here. On the card I'm sharing with you now, it's this one here. So I haven't even made a card with that one. But you look at how many layers you could cut into and layer that up. That is going to look stunning if you play around with that and cut a few of those out. But this is the one we've gone for this time, and I've just used it in the background. There is also one of our embossing folders from Spellbinders. Now, I'll be honest with you, we filmed this video back in September. I don't know if they're still going to be around when this video that we're doing today launches in October. But if they are, you want to go look at those as well. They're incredible. They're cut and embossed folders. We will, of course, put that folder in with the same page if it's still in stock. We then have one of Sue Wilson's word dies on the front here, or sentiment dies on the front there, and again more of that grey cardstock that again you're going to find on that same page, so you don't have to go searching for it on the website. Then card 6, let's go back to our Petal Trio. This is the Petal Trio one once again. I love making backgrounds with this. I'm seeing gift wrap done with this. I'm seeing scrapbook pages done with this. Cards like this one done with this. And what's quite nice is you can see that I've used some of our pearl card. This again is one of our foundations colours. This is our pink pearl card under foundations. I've stamped on top, I've coloured with my alcohol markers. You can see how elegant that looks. This grey mixed in with the pink is just beautiful. And if you start adding those shades together with your pearl backgrounds, I think that works really nicely. Don't forget as well the yellow. When you talk about adding grey with a colour, I think that works really nicely. Again, one of these things I've picked up along the years. Somebody once told me, or I think I've read it somewhere, that they say grey goes with everything. And I tend to agree with them. You know, grey works. It pops against that white, doesn't it? When we look at the white cards, it works with the pink when we look at the pink. It works stamped on top of the yellow. So I don't think there are many colours or any colours you're going to find where you can't put grey with it. And that also means when you're colouring in, if you would like to add a pop of colour, you know, like these ones, for instance, maybe you want to add something into them centres. I've left mine pink and just left them clear, but you could add a product in there. You could add your glitter glues. I was very tempted to put a glitter glue in with this bundle, but I wanted to keep it at the price point we'd got it to. I didn't want to give you more stuff than you needed, and I wanted it to stay under the £30 mark, because I think as a present coming up to Christmas, that's a good price point to be at. But you could certainly add in some colour into the middle zone flowers. Maybe it's with your 3D accents, maybe it's with your glitter glues, maybe it's with other colours of pens and mediums. Whatever you want to, I think you could make pops of colour with a lot of these stamp sets if you wish to. So let's show you one of these stamping, because I always think that's important. You need to see how they work, what's going on with them. So we'll bring in the piece of paper we started doodling on. Excuse the state of my stamp press. When we started to film this, I was like, should I go clean that? And I thought, well, actually, no, because I think it's better you see that it is one I truly use time and time again. I've got 3 of these. I have one in the studio, one in my craft room, and then one in my go to the telly box. And each one of them is starting to get very, very tatty. Very sort of used. It does all clean off. So if I wanted to get rid of it, I could. But I'm not worried. It's part and parcel of life, isn't it? And good that you can see this is what I use all the time. So we're going to take our stamp. I'm using Memento ink. Now this is important if you're not used to stamping and colouring with alcohol markers. Personally, I've always found Memento to be the best one. The ink will not bleed. So if you haven't yet started on your alcohol colouring journey, then do get yourself a Memento ink pad in black. This is the large size one that I'm using. You'll find those on the website. We also do little mini teardrop ones, which are perfect as well. If you're new and you don't necessarily want to invest in one of the big ones, you could of course go for one of the small ones. Memento ink pads also come in a whole host of colours, which is quite nice to know, because of another thing. And again, I was very tempted to put this in with your bundle. If you use a grey Memento, and I'm trying to remember the name, I think it's grey flannel, but if you use a grey Memento and you stamp with that, and then you colour in with grey pens, what's going to happen is your lines are going to disappear. They're going to fade into the pattern. You're not going to have that black harshness showing up around the edge, and you're going to end up with a very different effect. It's going to look like you've coloured it from beginning to end and just sort of traced and drew it in. That could look very, very luxurious. So possibly you want to add in a grey pad to your shopping as well. Again, they come in the little and the large pads. So, you know, start off with a little one, see how you get on if you want to, and then build up to the bigger one if you wish. So we've stamped out our design. Should we just do a little bit of colouring just so you can see how these are going to work? Let's go for the number 1 pen, shall we? So straight on and going down with our colour onto one of our petals. So don't forget we can blend these, and there are a whole host of blending techniques that you can do with them. I'm not going to go into all of that today because to me I just want you to see how simple and easy this is without overly complicating sort of blending techniques. So I'm just going to lay the colour down. Now if you're new to alcohol pens, one of the things you might not know about them is it doesn't matter where you put your lines, it will all absorb in. So even if we start adding in extra shades, it will all go down to be one smooth colour. That's sort of the part of them that gives you that professional finish, unlike felt tips where you'd pour a colour all in one direction and you wouldn't want to go back and infill bits, and if you layered the colour it would show up really easily. With these, as you can see, you can be a bit more slapdash and just add in your colour. So you're probably getting the idea of this one now, so I'm going to stop about there. We're then going to go in, let's jump to, so that was the Cool Grey 1 that we just used. Let's jump to Cool Grey 4, and all we're going to do is go down that line. Now the pen is thicker than the line that Jane has designed, so you're going to notice that that's going to obviously shadow over the line, if I can get the line in the middle there, and that will give us another step of depth, and it will absorb down and it will go into the design and it will look very lovely. Now we could complement this colour. Maybe we want to go in and say, well, we're going to do the leaves in the same shade. So let's go in, because we want it all to match in. And if you've watched me waffle on videos and TV before, you're going to know I like to use a shade in 3 places, whether that's in colouring or layers of cardstock, etc. So by adding this into our leaves, we've then complemented the one that's on the detail of our petals. That's going to work quite nicely for us. So we'll add that up here, and we'll just do a few of these again. We don't need to do all of them, do we? And then again, just like we did with this one, we can say, well, let's jump ahead. Let's go for Cool Grey 6. And we will trace down that line that Jane's put into the middle of the leaves. And that's going to absorb down and look very pretty for us. And it just gives us more depth. If you want to do your blending techniques, then absolutely you can do. You can add more to this, or you can leave it very simply as it is. And when I talk of how this would end up, this is one of the ones that I've done to give you an idea of where we can step that to, just by playing around with our shades of grey. So it's very easy, very quick. You can see I've done that in literally a minute or so. Add in these little pops. You don't have to colour everything. If you want white areas left on your design, you can do. Add on your white die cuts of your butterflies to add more depth to your design if you wish to, or cut and layer them. I don't feel the designs we've brought you today are too difficult for you to layer. If at any point you would like to start layering up the flowers, I think you could do that too. So just to recap, if you would like to go for the bundle is only £28.99. It should be £45.36. In that bundle, you are going to receive your pack of Cool Grey alcohol markers, which gives you your 12 pens. You're also going to receive the Picked For You stamp set. You're going to get the Petal Trio stamp set, and you're going to get the Bold Blooms Caroline stamp set. Now don't forget, these are all available individually on the website. If you would prefer to buy them individually, you can do, but of course your saving is within the bundle. So your bundle should be £45.36, but it is only £28.99. Now, if you've shopped with us before, you know this already, but P&P in the UK is completely free anytime you spend over £5. So your bundle would be delivered to you completely free of charge. If you live internationally, currently our international shipping is capped at just £10. But do go check that out, because it is something we keep telling you for months. It is about to change. So do go and check that and verify that. Under the frequently asked questions, you will find out how our shipping works. So do check that out if you'd like to know more about it, because it is on the cusp of changing. You can of course order on our website, which is www.craftmaniacrafts.com. If you'd like to find all the bits from today's video, head to the As Seen on TV little tab at the top, or under the menu page, and it will take you through to a page that is dedicated just to all of the TV shows that we do, or our YouTube videos, and you will find the video on there for today, giving you all of the products in one place, so you don't have to go searching around the website for them. You can also order via phone as well. Our phone number is 01493 843 666, and Daphne is on hand from 9 AM to 7 PM, 7 days a week, to take your orders for you. If she can't answer for any reason, or she's busy on another call, there is an answering machine. Just leave your message and she will call you back as soon as she can. Thank you very much for watching today's video. If you do go for the bundle, don't forget to share with us what you create on our closed Facebook group, which is Create with Craftmania and Jamie Rodgers. We would love to see what you get up to with this bundle. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.